Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. Today we're going to make a gorgeous card using lots of Anna Griffin goodies, but we're going to do something a bit different with the background. So everything I do use I shall put on my blog and the full details and descriptions of the items. If you want to comment, please feel free to comment on YouTube. I can't reply to you on YouTube, but if you want to reply, please comment on Facebook or my blog. So that's the housekeeping done. We're going to start with our base card. This is a 7x5" card, and this is how it looks on our cardometer. A cardometer is something that I've created and devised to be able to show you the size of the card that I'm working on, so that you've got a perspective at home of the size of the card, just so it helps for you to get a feel of it, I suppose. So that's where our card sits on it. It's just slightly smaller than the A5 and it's bigger than the A6. It's my favourite size of card to work with because it's not too big and it's not too small. So the first thing that we're going to do is use our bone folder to be able to make a good sharp crease on the card. Even though it's a factory made card and they've put a score in it, I just like to be able to add my touch because it helps when it stands up, and I think it makes it look a little bit more professional when it's on a mantelpiece or a windowsill. So we'll just zoom out a little bit so that you can see. And as always, we're going to go with the inside of the card first. So the first thing that I've got is one of Anna's lovely layers. And these are 7x5" in size normally, but I've just used the rectangle B set from Spellbinders to make it fit the inside of my card. And the largest on the Spellbinders B set does that. And then I've used another rectangle to cut out an aperture from the centre of this. So, because then what we can do is create the insert so that you can write on it and it's still got a sentiment on it. So I'm just simply adding this to the centre of the card and adding it so that we've got a little bit of area around the outside. There we go. So we've got this aperture now that we can fill, and I've cut a piece of ivory cardstock. This is just general ivory cardstock. It's not the same ivory as the card base, however it will tone in. And I'm simply going to inlay this into the aperture like that. So it's all flush and smooth. And then what I've done is I've taken one of Anna's chalkboard stamps, which I know I probably use too often, but they are my favourite set of stamps. And I've stamped it on the lovely layer and then cut it out so that you've got a contrast on the background. I've used Stays On ink for the actual stamp, just because I think when I'm using these stamps, the Stays On gives me a great coverage and I like the density of the black. Plus also, now I'm stamping on the coloured paper, it gives you the two-tone in the paper finish. This has been through my Xyron machine. I've already peeled off the top layer. I'm going to show you how to do that for the front of the card. So, but for quickness, I've already done it all, and I'm just simply popping this through the centre of our card. Now it could be any sentiment that you've added, but for me I've added congratulations because it's kind of like a well done card is this one. So you've still got room to write your to and from and a little message. Now we can go to the front of our card, and I'm just going to use my bone folder again just to make sure we've still got that nice neat edge. Make sure I'm still the right way around. Now the background of this card is a little bit different. and I've run it all through the Xyron machine. So it's ideal for using scraps with. I've cut out 4 sections that are 1.5 inches, and all I'm going to do is peel them off the backing paper from the Xyron, and I'm going to attach them to the front, oops, try and get them nice and straight, of the card. And I'm going to alternate the colour between the pink and the green, and that will go nicely. We'll go green next at the bottom. So I'm simply adding them to the card, and there were 4 at 1.5 inches wide. Now I know we don't tend to do a lot of measuring really, and we do a lot of just cut it to fit, but for this one I thought we'll do a little bit of measuring and see how it works out. Now the last section on our card is 1 inch wide, and that is going to be a black strip. Oops, again, let's get it straight. There we go. So that's the basis of our background. Next, we're going to go to our next strips, and not to complicate you, I'll just cut that off because we're going to the black sections next. This has been through my Xyron machine, and to break the adhesive I've rubbed it on the back all the way over, giving it a good rub. Spent a little bit longer than I'm going to showing you how to do it, and then I rub it on the front, and then I take my bone folder and go around the edge. But one thing I have found is if you use a piece of dry paper towel and you use that and you rub, that can be as effective if you don't have a bone folder, because you're just trying to break the adhesive from the edges around the item that you've put through the machine. So that's all you're trying to do really. Now these strips are 1.25 wide, so 1.25 inches, and they're going to fit over the top of the layer previously, and we're going to add them all the way down the card. Now I know you like great background ideas, and I think this is a good one. It's helps with all that scrap. I know I've got a massive scrap box, and it would work using a range of colours. You wouldn't have to use the same colour twice. You could use any papers and this would work. So that's our next layer, and I know now it looks a bit, but bear with me. So I've done the same with our next layers. Now these are 1 inch wide. I've got 4 that are 1 inch wide. Again, they've been through the Xyron, and I'm going to mix it up a little bit and put a different colour on top of the layer, the coloured layer from before, as it were. And that's the first one. Then we've got the pink one, like that. So we're simply adding layer after layer. Green next, and it's all just working well because of the papers. They just blend so well. And the last one for the bottom, there we go. So now we've got those layers on, we're just going to finish the middle one. So the middle was 1 inch wide, and now we've got 3/4 of an inch to go over the top, and then half an inch to go over the top of that. And that is our background finished. So now we can add the fun bit, and the fun bit is really simple. We've got one of Anna's glitter stickers, and all you have to do for the back of these is to peel the back of them away. So all we do is lift the back up and peel it away like so, and add this to the front of our card like that. There we go. And I've taken one of the vintage toppers, and it says way to go. I've added 3D foam on the back of it, so I can peel the back of that away. And I'm just going to position this through the centre of the card and press it down. And then to finish the card off, I've got a nice tied olive bow, and I'm just going to add that to one side like that. There we go. And that is our card finished. Quick and easy, and it says congratulations on the inside. It's not too bulky that it can't be posted. The bow will sit right eventually. There we go. So you've only actually got one layer, and that's the layer of the topper. And it's just, it stands up nicely. A mantelpiece pleaser, from flat to fabulous. I love that expression. I think it just sums everything up so well. And it's just a quick and easy card. If it wasn't for me chattering away, the project would be half as quick. And you'll be able to keep your edges nice and neat because you won't be on camera to get the boo-boo where they're just overlapping a little bit. But, you know, it's just an idea, something to do that's a little bit different. Use your scraps up, make them stand out, and have fun with it. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please share. Please tell your crafty friends about my projects. Let's get more people involved. Feel free to comment on YouTube. I can't reply on YouTube, but I can on my blog and on Facebook. And I do love hearing from you. So thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you again next time.